Well, even if it does, personally, I appreciate that he's one of the few players who's taken time off of Age of Empires to actually play in a StarCraft 2 weekly. I'm missing all the ANZ boys tonight, like it's all because of AoE.
I mean, they wouldn't have been here anyway. Let's be real.
Probably. Like, Ori's got an exam, if I'm not mistaken. Starduck is doing Starduck things.
He's in bed, mate. He's in bed.
He is in bed. SMH right hit, man. I want to spam the trucks, but I feel like that would just be mean. I won't wake you up just yet. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. We are now in the upper bracket finals, kicking it off on Curious Minds LE. We're in the bottom right corner map, fighting all the way in the bottom right corner. We of course have our blue Zerg player coming out from the land of Hong Kong. The best player from Hong Kong, as he just very recently proves, representing Juggernaut Gaming. He is GogojOey.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the Indian Zerg player representing Alpha X. It is Demi. Interesting openers here from our players. Obviously, we have the more aggressive opener, pull first by GogojOey, but Demi went for a hatch pull opener, so also quite safe.
Yeah, it's not like Demi's gonna be overly punished for going for a hatch first on Curious Minds. He will still have some defenses up.
He's delaying his gas by a lot, by the way.
He is, actually. He wants lings. He wants lings.
I was shocked. Yeah, he may be forced to take 2 gases at once to catch up. Yeah, interesting opener here by Demi.
Just about as safe as you can get for going for a hatch first, I think.
I don't know if I'd say like he's being so yeah, this is I've never seen that before. Lings are about to show up. He forces all the drones off the line because again, like there were plenty of drones on the way for Demi, so being punished for a little bit for his greed.
Like so. But the Queen is about to pop up in the main base of good enough drone drilling.
Oh.
Good enough micro. Demi should not lose much of anything.
Yeah, and I think GogojOey saw the lack of gases. And this lack of gases can mean a couple of things. One, either Demi wants to go for a 2-base roach push, or if he wants to go into 2-base lair. Like, again, delaying his gases and saving it for later. Finally, there we go, double gases being taken.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my eyes on this main base hatchery. Or if it ever becomes a lair.
Yeah, because there's no way he wastes his time getting ling speed. Like, he should be walling off. Yeah.
Immediately.
I'm so intrigued by what Demi is doing. And despite this opener, by the way, Joey is the first one to go for a lair.
Huh. Well, I guess it does make sense. GogojOey himself did skip out on ling speed, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, by the way. Like, again, because GogojOey was able to scout his opponent and even delays the Roach War in here because he was able to just somehow block that for a moment just at the right second. And I'm really worried for Demi. He is going straight into that lair. Could be doing Demi things. Could be wanting to go into Spire.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's gotta be, right? This Roach Warren is so delayed compared to GogojOey. He's fully walling off here, so... Or at least fully walling off with the Queens, anyway. So I feel like if he does go for the Roach... If he does commit to Roaches, it's just not going to work out for him at all.
Well, I think if he goes for the Spire, I think he may just die, because Roach speed is on the way. GogojOey will hit a timing with his upgrades. And if Demi's being too greedy, just going straight into a Spire, like, he may just die. He does start +1 though.
He does start +1. Yeah, I guess even though GogojOey will have an advantage if he moves out once Goliath Constitution finishes up, or even just before Goliath finishes up, at least Demi will have some defenses out with Roaches. It's not going to be favored whatsoever, but he at least has a chance compared to if he goes Spire immediately.
Yeah, he is going for that Glavity Constitution. He is going for Roach Speed, so Demi is going into his own Roaches here. Just, again, a little bit slower in certain aspects. You know, his third base is later. His upgrades in general are later as well. He does have the higher...
openings.
Yeah, he does have a higher drone count, though. Slightly.
Yeah, which is something that can come into effect in a mirror matchup like this. I don't know, I'm not entirely convinced though. I feel like it will take some major positioning and control from the side of Demi to be able to deal with the Roaches of GogojOey.
It really will. I feel like GogojOey, he's got to hit now, but at the moment he's not. He's waiting for another round of Roaches. His upgrades have been done for a while. He hasn't started. There we go. +2 finally begins. It looks like he may be... Okay, there we go. I was like, does he want to wait until +2? Nah, mate. He's pushing out now.
Yep, striking while that iron is still hot. May be able to get Carapace as well eventually when the Roaches get across the map. Demi did make a massive wave of Roaches.
Yeah, and GogojOey, he waited too long. He missed his timing. The upgrades just finished up for Demi. They do equalize. He does have defender's advantage, and Demi pushes GogojOey away.
Like so. And with that, GogojOey recognizes this. He backs off, works on saturating his own third base, and yeah, he's just getting ready for round 2. This time with +2 range and with +1 Carapace.
Yeah, so things are settling down here. Things have, for the most part, evened up. Obviously, GogojOey will once again be able to hit another very strong timing. But I don't know if I'm convinced because he missed the first one, you know? So we'll see.
That we shall.
Yeah, as the game is slowing down, we are getting into that Roach versus Roach.
Or maybe missing the first timing is just what GogojOey needs to realize what went wrong and how to hit his second timing. Who knows?
Yeah, I would hope so. At the moment, we just basically have pure Roach versus pure Roach. There we go. Finally, a couple of Ravagers are being morphed in from the side of Demi. We still don't have too many here from GogojOey, so because of that, he can't really work on clearing up these Overseers or Overlords.
Yeah, it's literally just one right now.
Yeah.
It's 1 bile.
1 bile is all he has. Meanwhile, +2, again, it's on the horizon, but Joey doesn't want to hit an anti-timing. He has to wait a little bit longer for that upgrade to kick in.
Yeah, and in that time, he will also have another wave of Roaches. Unfortunately, only now morphing in more Ravagers. Let's say, in the time it takes for him to finish up his upgrades, he could get quite a number of Ravagers out, but he's not here yet.
Yeah, interesting decision that he's only working with 2 Ravagers at the moment, and Ravagers add so much utility to this kind of army composition. He's pushing on forward, but yo, Demi already has the arc.
He does. GogojOey tried to flank Demi, but in the end, all he really did is cut his own army in half. He is able to dodge most of these biles, though, and towards the north, GogojOey is starting to collapse on top of the army of Demi.
Made +2 really paying off here for GogojOey. GG gets called, and GogojOey takes the first game.
Wow.
Upgrades, mate.
Upgrades and somewhat equal positioning.
Yeah, pretty much, mate. Even though Demi did have the better arc to begin with, like the upgrades really did kick in. Also, something really cool that happened, I didn't get to showcase it, but Demi actually did contaminate the Evo chambers of GogojOey, but a little bit too late. Yeah. He contaminated and he denied the +1 Carapace, so +1 Carapace didn't finish up for GogojOey, but +2 did.
Feels bad, man. Plus the range didn't finish up. Yeah. Oh. That would honestly, I think that would have changed everything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that was game number 1. We're gonna be getting into game number 2. Shout out to Calibre in the chat for redeeming a Hydrate Your Hydras.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful.
Refreshing.
Yes, make sure you're drinking plenty of water in the chat. Hydrate your hydras. Stretch your roaches. Very important, especially in these ZvZs.
Yeah. We can't stretch him yet, though. Nobody's redeemed that.
It's true. It's true.
Someone, please! Give us stretchy roaches so we can save our joints. But regardless, we are going to be continuing our series here on Pride of Altaris LE. We're in the bottom of the bottom right hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right hand corner. We have our blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He is, of course, going to be representing Juggernaut Gaming, his boy himself, Calibre, in the chat. He is GogojOey.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have the Indian Zerg player. He is red, representing Alpha X, going for a very interesting opener in game number 1. It is Demi.
Let's do it again.
I hope not. Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. To see someone willingly delay their gases like that. It does mean that, again, if their opponent was being more aggressive with Ling Bane early on, they'd be at a pretty big disadvantage, especially when it comes to taking a third base. But it does mean that they have like a bit of a mineral advantage, you know, they can wall off, you know, they can play it safe, question mark. Yeah, interesting to say the least.
Very much so.
But so far, everything a lot more standard.
May as well. We are, after all, on Pride of Altaris. It's a much longer map, much longer rush distance.
Oh yeah, especially compared to Curious Minds. Curious Minds is kind of like the light shade of this map pool, you know, it's relatively small. But here, it is relatively long. It's the Jagannatha without the speed zones, so yeah. See how things go. Do any of the new maps have speed or slow zones?
Blackburn.
That doesn't count, mate. Doesn't count.
There's gotta be at least one.
I don't think they do, right? Yeah. F's in the chat.
No,
Zones, mate. Yeah.
There's gotta be at least one.
They're all gone, mate. They're all dead.
Blackburn. Beckett.
Blackburn and Beckett, they are the only ones. So yeah, interesting that the new map pool did avoid them completely. I'm sure we'll get them back later on in the next one, but yeah, interesting. Like, you know what, we're done.
All the map makers out there, I guess. Yeah.
We're done with these goddamn zones, mate.
Turns out they were not in the zone.
Exactly. And at the moment, like, this game has been pretty standard from both sides. You know, we saw Hatch Gas Pool. No one skipped their Bailey Nest either. The big question now is anyone going to try and deny their opponent's respective third base? Or are we just going to chill and go into Roach versus Roach again?
I'm leaning towards not Roach v Roach. I feel like if there was ever a map to go for Mutalisk, it would be Pride of Altaris. And GogojOey himself is, I don't know, kicking things off with Ling Bane. He's actually committing to +1 melee, so this does imply that once his lair finishes up, he wants to grab a Spire.
Show me the +1 melee, Demi. Show it. Get it out there. Huh.
You need it.
Huh.
Well, he doesn't quite get it yet, but he does get 2 more gases. So does GogojOey. Mutiling Bane v Mutiling Bane. I cannot wait for the engagements.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, GogojOey, it is confirmed that he is going to go for those mutas. Meanwhile, I do find it. There it is. Finally, I was like, yo, we need +1 melee. Finally, Demi does start his own upgrade. So both of them going for the same strats, but Joey is just a little bit faster with his upgrades and his lair.
And his Roach Horn, he originally was going to get it as part of his wall, which led me to think that he was just going to fake things out. There we go. The Spire is getting did get thrown down for GogojOey as well as Demi, so Mutiling Bane versus Mutiling Bane action. Well, yeah. Potentially, because Demi could also now that he scouts this, could also just decide to go into Corruptors instead.
This is true, but he does see the timing of the Spire, so he knows that it's very comparable with his own, so he can make a choice, right? He can either go Muta versus Muta and just go toe-to-toe and, again, just rely on his own skill, or try and hard counter with Corruptors. Both of them have these options. Meanwhile, GogojOey is being a little bit aggressive here at the third base. The Baneling does get sniped before it connects with anything, and yeah, we'll see if anyone tries to do something crazy and go Corruptor.
Yeah, probably will. Eventually.
Maybe. Like, Muta versus Muta is so tricky as a matchup. Like, who shoots first? Does anyone have any defender's advantage with their queens or spores? Speaking of advantage, Demi immediately goes across the map and he does deny the fourth base of Joey.
Just about his MO. He's trying to break in, and he does actually get into the natural base. We're going to completely mess up a mineral line without even having to use Mutalis. And all of this, he's getting his gold base.
Oh my god, exactly. Demi attacking and expanding both at the same time. And meanwhile, Joey is going for 10 of his mutas much faster than Demi, but by the time they get across the map, the mutas of Demi should be coming out. And as you said, Demi getting away with his gold base is going to be huge.
Absolutely massive. GogojOey does scout this though, and this is priority number 1, going straight for the counterattack with his Lings. +1 did finish up for him. It did as well for Demi.
Yeah, and unfortunately, GogojOey did right-click on that base. He sustained a lot of losses there. He's trying to send more Lings across the map, but now he's on the defensive because we do have Demi taking control of the map.
Yeah, already push Sagan's claim with his Muta, storing them around. GogojOey wants to get a 4-face up, but it just ain't happening. That was a kill and not a cancel. Things are getting from bad to worse here for our Blue Zerg player.
Exactly. GogojOey, he is falling apart from the seams, mate, in every single which way. His 4th base denied and then killed. His Ling run by didn't do anything either. He barely has any Banelings. When it comes to the mutas, he's even down in the mutas as well.
Down in everything, mate.
Exactly. How is he going to come back from here? I mean, it will still come down to the control, and I believe he does shoot first here, but the Spore finishes! Oh, has to reposition.
Yeah, but the Spore is quite in position. Yeah, that's important to take note of. Despite that, Demi has a better position with his Mutalis. They didn't clump up as much as GogojOey's.
Yeah, exactly. On top of that, we even have a queen here as well, and Demi, he does immediately take these gases, so he's getting further ahead. We can see that in the supplies as well. GogojOey is really struggling. This is why I was surprised that GogojOey decided to stick with the Muta versus Muta, because once a player has an advantage, it's so difficult to come back.
It absolutely is. I do feel like GogojOey would probably benefit from going to Corruptus from here. He was winning a little bit in the Muta fight, but then the Queens came in.
Yeah,
more Mutalists came in to reinforce for Demi. GogojOey is just... To say he's behind is an understatement.
He's pretty dead right now, mate. Going Corruptors right now, it's too late. Like, the only way he can come back from this is if he invests into a spellcaster, like either Infestor or Viper, like one or the other. But even then, like, he would have had already needed to throw down an Infestation Pit, and it's just not done. It's not there.
It is not at all. Demi is gonna tie up the series sideways 1-1, giving us our ace match, proving once again. GG is called. Demi takes that, proving once again he is the Muta King.
GG, well played. Trying to go Mutas against Demi, mate, he was crazy to try it. Of course, Demi showing us that he is the superior Muta player. He was very much so in control of that entire game.
It was a match, mate. Going for that.
Exactly, man, exactly. And now we are going into our ace match. Meanwhile, I was just quickly checking, we still don't have any results here for Beastork versus Mio, even though it looks like they finished. Oh wait, no, they didn't finish.
Maybe the longest best of one between the two of them, I think.
Yeah, it looks like they have finished actually.
Oh, there we go. Still a very long best of one.
Funarakuro. As it looks like Beastork is offline and Miyamaika is in game with Ashen 1.
Oh, okay.
Or are they? Hold on. Yeah.
Are they?
It's hard. It's honestly hard. Mate, I hate how the Blizzard UI lies to you. When it comes to if players are in game. Yeah. God.
Nobody likes the Blizzard UI.
Shaking my head, Blizzard UI. Shaking my head.
And as we found out like pretty recently, sometimes it will. Sometimes they still. Sometimes they take players out of the chat channel when they're in a custom game. Sometimes they don't. Ragnarok very consistently is still in chat channels whenever he's in game, and nobody knows why. It's not a setting.
yeah. It's just random. It's just random when it comes to the players. But yeah. So at the moment, it is unclear as to what is happening with me, Mike, and Beastork, because even though I see Beastork as offline, he may just be in game. So god damn it.
Well, we'll get a result pretty shortly. Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, shouldn't take too long. As we are.
If you're still here, message Beastork, I guess.
Oh god.
Message your players.
But yeah. Currently, we are just waiting for our players to ready up here for our ace match. Which way will this go? Oh, again, kind of hard to say, just because we've seen two very different games. And mate, we're getting Blackburn.
We are, aren't we?
Yeah. One of the few maps left with slow zones.
It's the only map with slow zones, if I'm not mistaken.
True.
Beckett has speed zones. Yeah, Beckett has speed zones.
Alright, you go.
Blackburn, or of course, as I like to call it now that it has been updated, light. It's the opposite of burn. Wet.
Wow, what are you saying right now?
I'm saying that there's lens flare on this map now.
There is lens flare. They went full.
It burnt so bright.
Yeah, I almost said J. Allen Brack. Who's the guy? Who's the Star Trek guy?
The Star Trek guy? Rodney something. Or something Rodney.
No. Star Trek.
Middle name is Wesley, that's what I know.
2009.
And I know that because whatchamacallit.
J.J. Abrams, that's it.
Yeah, that's why. J.J. Abrams at Star Trek? I thought he did Star Wars.
No, what? He did Star Trek, mate. Oh god. Yeah.
Did he do Force Awakens?
He did.
There we go.
They brought him in because of how well.
Because he did Star Trek.
Yeah, because he did Star Trek.
They both have star in the name.
God. But yeah, J.J. Abrams. He was known for his lens flares.
Yeah.
Not a very good thing to be known for, but yeah. As our players are ready, and we are diving in.
Indeed we are. Wait, who did TNG?
No, mate. J.J. Abrams, he did the movie. He did the 2009 movie. The one with the guy from Heroes. And the one that isn't, God, who's the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, the guy who's not Chris Pratt, yeah.
Chris Evans.
There you go, mate. What do you
Christopher Lee.
Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth. Christian Bale. As we figured that out, we are gonna be looking
Chris Pine. Chris Pine. There you go.
Many Chris's.
So many, mate.
I need to fix it. It's like James, but is Chris the American version of James?
Probably, mate. It's the only explanation.
Aye. Jeez. Anyway, that's enough about James's and Chris's. We are now on Blackburn LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have our blue Zerg player coming out from the land of Hong Kong. He is going to be representing Juggernaut Gaming. He is not a Chris, not a James, but a Joey.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Indian Zerg player. He is red, representing Alpha X. Tying up the series 1-1 with his mutas, it is Demi. I am shocked that somehow in the recesses of my brain, like, I knew that it was like a Chris something who was who was Kirk in Star Trek.
Will Shatner.
Like, it's a name that I'd never said before. Yeah, I knew it was Chris something.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, who was Kirk?
Kirk was Zachary.
What?
Wait, no, Spock was Zachary. I was telling you, Chris Pine is Kirk. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, in the movie.
Yes. What the fuck?
Right,
what the hell do you think I was talking about? The hell?
We're talking about Nimoy
God damn
and
it!
Shatner.
I mean, Nimoy was in the movie as well. God damn it! All right. Well, enough about Star Trek because we have the other one. We've got Star Wars.
Yep. Oh wait, no, not Star Wars. It's the other one.
Mm-hmm. StarCraft. That's
Starfield. There we go.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful.
Starbucks.
Starbuck is a Russian player.
He is.
There you go. As we are getting into game number 3 here, we of course have GogojOey playing pretty standard, throwing down his Bailey Nest, but yo, Demi, he skips his.
Yeah, playing it a lot riskier. He's going for the Evo Chamber. There we go, for ideally +1 melee right off the bat, which will mean that if Demi is able to latch his links onto anything, he will be able to kill it in the blink of an eye. But that's a massive if. Because if he latches onto Banelings, it's not GogojOey's units that are going to die.
It's true. It is very true, as we do have that carapace on the way here for Demi. I love it. A more defensive opener here with his upgrades. He is still going to be a little bit, having a hard time against Ling Bane if GogojOey is aggressive. But as we can see, he's for the most part droning up.
Yeah, it's a safety Baneling nest. More than anything. And I like this from Demi. He sees that, so he's getting Carapace instead of melee. Will mean that his lings live a little bit longer, and it will benefit the roaches he's eventually going to get too.
That it will. Meanwhile, GogojOey goes straight into a lair here in his main base. Going to be going for those roaches once again. But again, like, this is not as efficient because he did have to spend some gas on the Bailey Nest and the Baneling as well. Kind of gas a little bit unnecessarily.
Yeah, unfortunately. GogojOey just continues to set up his harassment eventually. I mean, looks pretty committed to +1 range. It's not a fake out or anything, so yeah, the bulk of his forces are going to be roaches, but he can still get a handful of units to harass, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe. It's so brutal trying to pull that off on Blackburn, just because like the counterattack potential is so hard. It's so quick. Just because the rush distance by ground is so short. So yeah, it's always risky trying to go mutas here. So we'll see. Oh, we see the opposite.
Yeah, he's not taking this guy. Oh. Say he's not taking this guys with mutas, but going on the ground with a Nidus, but he's doing neither. He wants to be on the ground.
Exactly. Unfortunately, there is no Nidus here. I mean, Demi, he's going across the map with his roaches and his lings. We have roaches in production for GogojOey, more than enough to defend, but he needs a little bit more time.
He's quite a bit more time, if you ask me. He needs the Spinecrawler as well. He's only now producing. GogojOey will have a slight upgrade advantage. +1 Aibo +1 range is a little preferable to +1 Carapace, but I mean, it's still negligible, right?
Yeah.
With the Carapace upgrades from Demi.
What I will say is I feel like Demi wasted a lot of time there on those rocks. I feel like he had a pretty big army advantage, and as time has gone on, GogojOey is kind of closing that gap, and Demi is running up behind this.
We'll close that gap. Did get some select defenses as well, but I guess you could argue that Demi forced GogojOey to get some select defenses out, right? So the fact that he's joining up now is it's a little bit better for him to be joining up now.
Yeah. In a way. Meanwhile, GogojOey, man, he's overextending hard. These things, they're going to get us around, and now GogojOey, he's going to lose everything.
Just like so, mate. Behind all of this, he also invested in a Spire. Hasn't really been producing any more units. The Baneling comes in far too late.
Ay, 12 roaches go down here for GogojOey. Again, just being a little bit too overeager. He saw all the links earlier. He had to respect them. Unfortunately, he did not. And now he's so vulnerable to a roach counterattack. But he doesn't want to make any more roaches. Like, he wants to go into those mutas.
He really does, which can pay off big time for him. If he gets it behind a mineral line, he can decimate the economy of Demi. But that's a massive if. And even if he does do that, Demi can still move across the map with his roaches at any point.
Yeah, exactly.
I like this from Demi. He's taking a page off of Mio Micah's book.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's spending creep here with his overlords. It's great. It's beautiful. You love to see it. It's an answer, I guess. We do have the goal base on the way here for Demi as well. But the roaches are coming across the map for GogojOey, and his mutas are so much faster compared to that of Demi's.
They absolutely are. Oh, but he has to be careful not to get surrounded immediately. Almost does. Backs away. Both players working to get their gold bases to, continue to have a competitive economy. But I feel like that can only benefit GogojOey once these mutas pop out.
Exactly, and that's what we're waiting for. Where are those mutas? Finally, the first couple of mutas are coming out here, but that's not stopping Demi. Demi, he's just going all in with these roaches. He wants to deal as much damage as he can with them because he knows that they're going to die eventually.
Yeah, he's got a massive army supply lead right now. Not only that, but he hit a pretty good anti-timing too. +2 has not finished for GogojOey at all. These mutalists are finally getting position, but they barely tickle the roaches. That's what happens when you have +1 carapace on him.
Yeah, exactly. The roaches are powering on through. They're taking out queen after queen, getting on top of the mineral line as well. And I think this is going to be it. Even though GogojOey has the mutas, like, these roaches are dealing devastating amounts of damage.
They really are. What is there to stop the roaches? The spine crawls got taken out, I do believe. The queens are gone. 22 drones have been taken out. I was really worried for Demi because he had some very vulnerable looking mineral lines, but in the end I should have been worried for GogojOey because the roaches do find an opening.
I'm just saying, losing 12 roaches early on really really did hurt GogojOey in the end. Oh god. And now the roaches are here trying to focus down the spire as best they can. The spire is getting pretty low, but it looks like they will not get it.
Roaches do get cleaned up, but here come the reinforcements. So many lings, so many corruptors as well. The perfect counter to all these mutalisks in the sky.
Yeah, that they are. The corruptors are getting picked off a little bit here, but again, Demi has so much room to work with. He can just keep pumping out these corruptors. The air upgrades as well working in favor of him, and hey, he's fully saturated. He's got 4 bases. He has the gold.
Once again, GogojOey isn't behind. He is basically non-existent compared to how far ahead Demi's at.
Yeah, like, look at the worker counts. Like, they just kind of speak for themselves. He's down 30 workers. He does have these mutas, and they are very mobile. He has to deal some equalizing damage. He has to, like, get into the goal base. But there's already a spore here, and the corruptors in position to zone out the mutas.
Yeah, that they are. In the meantime, may as well just take out Overlords, force GogojOey to spend even more larvae in a manner that's less than ideal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the mutas do meet these corruptors at the same time as the Ling Run-By, but the roaches and lings are here to meet them, so the Ling Run-By does nothing.
I'm so surprised that GogojOey's doubling down on the mutalisks here.
I mean, what else is he gonna do?
Maybe God. Lings? I don't know, Ling Bane? Maybe? But I guess if he does get Ling Bane, then it's an answer to the ground army, but he still has to worry about all these corruptors, right? The mutas are his only form of anti-air at the moment.
Yeah, he's stuck between a hard place and a shark, mate, and
yeah.
It's not where you want to be. No, free muta gets picked off.
Just like so.
Oh my god, I would love to see some spores here for GogojOey, but unfortunately, there are none. We see the final battle of the game. The mutas are trying to work their way through, but there are too many corruptors, and GG gets called.
Demi wins his first series against GogojOey in 2021. Wow.
Wow.
Yes, wow.
GG, well played. As you said, I almost forgot that yes, this is the very first time that Demi has beaten GogojOey in a best of series this entire year. Took 11 months, but mate, you did it.
Well, there's still a lot of weeklies before 2021 ends.
Yeah.
Wait, 2021?
Yeah, 2021. That is current year.
When did that happen?
uh,
But yes, congratulations to Demi. He will now be waiting in the grand finals for his eventual opponent. We'll be able to chill out there for quite some time as we gather the results of what was going on in the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Get updates here.
I think the lower bracket finals may be ready. We'll see. We'll see what we get updated with here.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't ready by now.